So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the online pitch session, Technology for Prosperity by the Skolkovo Foundation that is held alongside GMIS 2021. My name is Lina Abu Mukhzabi. I'm the head for international cooperation at the Skolkovo Foundation, and I'll be moderating today's pitch session. The pitch session will showcase 8 of Skolkovo resident startups that have developed breakthrough sustainable solutions and products to support the efforts invested in tackling the harsh footprint of the Industrial Revolution on the environment. At the end of the pitch session, one startup will be selected the winner of Skolkovo Technology for Prosperity pitch session at GMIS 2021. Here it's time to extend our gratitude to the organizers of GMIS, our loyal partners from UAE, that due to their support, great support actually, this session is held today. And now, before we start the pitch race, please welcome our esteemed jury that will be evaluating the startups and selecting the winners. Dear jury, I'll introduce each of you. As it's acceptable, please wave your hand when I read your name so our audience could distinguish you. We start in an alphabetical order. It would be much easier without any embarrassment. So we start with Alexei Razumovsky, the Chief Operations Officer of the Advanced Industrial Technologies Cluster at Skolkovo Foundation. Hello. Ali Al-Husani, Innovation Department of Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. Ali, do you hear us? Please wave. We don't see Ali with us, so we should send him and yeah, we check this issue. The third is Dr. Ani Aganesian, the International Project Lead at Generation S Corporate Accelerator of Russian Venture Company. The fourth with us today is Blaise Tchaikovsky, the Senior Manager at Credo R&D Poland. And next, my colleague Evgenia Solevtseva, the Program Director at the Acceleration Department, Skolkovo Foundation. So, next, Mikhail Holtkamp, the Head of Open Innovations at LG Electronics. Welcome.
Hello.
Oleg Pertsovsky, Chief Operation Officer at the Energy Efficiency Technologies Cluster, Skolkovo Foundation. And Dr. Pavel Morozov, the Managing Director and Head of Venture Capital at Skolkovo Ventures. Hello, Pavel. And last but not least, Zoltan Vardi, Business Growth Mentor and founder of the Launch Code. It's time. So we are done with the introduction of our jury. It's time to thank you all for finding the time in your busy schedule to join us today. And I'm sure that your contribution will bring excitement and great vibes to our pitching session, and your unique contribution and perspectives will be of great value to our startups. So thanks again. Before we start, let me say a few words about the pitching instructions for both the startups and the jury. As said, we will have 8 startups with us today. Each project will have 5 minutes for its presentation and 3 minutes for Q&A with the jury. So please arrange your time carefully and kindly respect the time given. With 1 minute left, until the end of your pitch, I'll remind you that it's time to finish your presentation. When your time is up, I'll ask you to kindly stop your presentation. At the end of each pitching, I'll invite the jury to ask their questions by using the raise hand function. You will be invited by me to ask your questions orally. Before you ask the question, just please introduce yourself again, so the startup would get who you are or who's asking. After the 3 minutes Q&As are up, I'll invite our jury to give their score out of 10 based to the pitching startup based on 5 criteria. The first is the elevator pitch that the startup has performed. Second, it's the approved effectiveness of the technology. Third, it's the market analysis. Fourth, it's the business plan. And finally, the scalability of the project or the solution. At the end of the pitching session, I'll ask each jury to send my colleague Anna Gorokhova in chat privately. Anna, wipe again so people may pay attention. So Anna would be gathering all the selections, all of your nominations. So please send her in a private chat your selection, the name of the startup, with the mark you give to the startup out of 10. Anna will gather all the nominations and make the calculations. After we digest these calculations, the nominated startup with the highest number of votes, he gets like 5 jury voting for him. So the one with the highest number of votes will be announced the winner. In case of equal voting, the startup with the highest marks will be the winner. In case of equal scoring, I hope that we won't reach that point, then I will ask the head of the jury, Mr. Alexei Razumovsky, to take upon him this difficult mission to give an extra point to the startup he selects. So this is the plan. These are the instructions. And once we have the selected startup, the winner will be announced. So here, I wish you all the best of luck. I should admit that we have quite very good startups. It would be not an easy mission for you to accomplish, dear jury, but I hope you would enjoy it and you would find it really exciting. So these are the instructions so far. Hope all is clear.
I'm sorry, Lina, can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Are we to give a score of 1 to 10 for each of the startups across all of the different parameters, and then to just select the single one with the highest score? Is that correct? From 1 to 10?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So whenever the startup finishes his evaluation, his presentation, I will invite you. I'll give you time to give a score after each pitching. So you would remember, you would have your own estimation and evaluation. You give us a score for the startup. After the all pitching is done, it's just, I'm repeating for all, everyone would select his own startup and he would have a score for this. He would send the name, the nominee with a score to Anna Gorokhova in private chat. And Anna would collect all the nominations and make the calculations. And then we would reach to the announcement part.
Okay, and then again, the scale is 1 to 10. Yeah, so 10 is
exactly 1 to 10, or you could make it like 1 to 100, and then just so in this case you would get 85 that you could translate into 8.5, right, and that would ease the calculation at the end of the day. So I think he is joining with us Mr. Ali Al-Husani from Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. Mr. Ali, do you hear us? Ali Al-Husani, if you could please switch on your camera. Okay, I hope he hears us well. I would just, yeah, and Georgi as well here with us. Okay, so yeah, so you're with us. Mr. Ali, could you please switch?
Thank you.
Okay, if okay, could you please switch on your camera so we could say hello?
I'm not ready actually for the cam, but
okay,
I'm
so
here
that's
with you
fine.
guys.
That's still okay, no worries, because we got a change in the nominee or the delegate from DIWA only last night. So you have an excuse this time. So welcome all to our pitch session.
Thank you.
And I think it's time to start our pitch session. I think we are all, it's really exciting for our pitching race to begin. So let's mute our microphones so that we won't hear any unnecessary sounds during the pitching, and let's get started. Here I invite our first startup to join us, Avant Space Systems. Anton, please
Hello, everyone.
Hello, share your screen, please, and introduce yourself and start your pitching. You would have 5 minutes until you are up.
Okay. Again, hello, everyone. We produce microsatellites, energy efficient satellites, to replace hundreds of billboards on Earth just by one in space. And here's our, for the most innovative brands who care about our planet's future. As we know, outdoor ads is old-fashioned, ineffective, and harmful. Hundreds of thousands of billboards on the Earth harm the environment. It consumes tons of steel, tons of plastic and vinyl, and toxic ink. Digital billboards consume 30 times more energy than the average household and has a great impact on the environment as a light pollution and CO2 pollution. So we offer to just launch 30 microsatellites as a one billboard in space with a broader reach than 1,000 on Earth. It has no emission of CO2. It has only 100% pure of solar energy and 100% eco-friendly. For billboards, it's even up to 10 times more cost-effective because it has better CPM index. That means cost per 1,000 views. And the average cost of the regular billboard is about $3.4 and $8 US. Our offer is about 33 by up to $4.6 US per 1,000 views. And it has a great coverage. It's even more views than the Times Square that has about 380,000 visitors daily. But space is a natural environment reaching more than 38 million people per day. And we can do a variety of different brands. Just in 10 days for reconfiguration, we can show different logos in the space. So it might be 10 brands a year. And we going to launch first satellite with a laser next year. And in 2024, we are launching the whole constellation with 30 satellites. And we are looking for investments at this time. We need $10 million to develop and launch the whole constellation and operate it during 3 years. So we offer for Dubai to be the first place where the first brand in space will be shown, and keep it for premium brands forever, to replace thousands of billboards in Dubai by just one in space for this place. Because, as I told earlier, because of light pollution and environment problems with the billboards. And then we can expand and just scale our project for other locations to space show it might be 130 largest cities around the world in all continents with 1 billion people views, and to change their billboards also on the spacecrafts. And it might be useful for special events as Olympic Games, as a FIFA World Cup and Super Bowl or Wimbledon tennis and all other places where it might be shown at the specific time, at the right place. And for example, for Formula One that take place at Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, it's a night race. It can be showing for the special event, for the special brand, and the sponsor of the team of the cars. And the price is even less than the price during the Super Bowl's final game. That might cost $5 million per 30 seconds just in the final game. So our sales opportunity is the top 100 global brands that use out-of-door advertising now. And we are achieving the plan of revenue up to $50 million a year. Next step, we develop our digital system that allowed us use our advertising as a QR code in space. So we are going to study how
30 seconds.
Sorry, and it's going to work as a QR code in space, and we have light recognition system that allowed people to go through web to the link to the website of the advertisers. And here's a calculation. I'm not going to take a lot of attention about this. Market is rapidly grow up, and it's going to be $53 billion by 2027. I'm talking about out of doors advertising market, and space market is also rapidly rapidly grows. It's going to be $1.4 trillion by 2030, based on the report of the Bank of America. So thank you very much. If global brands reduce the use of advertising outdoors in favor of space by just 10%, it will help make our world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anton, for the inspiring, actually, presentation. Dear jury, do you have any questions that you'd like to address to Anton? If yes, please, yeah, we start with Zoltan Vardy, please, go ahead.
So Anton, I give you points for creativity and thinking outside the box. I think it's certainly something that when I first heard, I did a double take if this is real. So I spent 25 years in the media business and selling advertising around the world on a global basis. So perhaps I've got a bit of a perspective on what you're just saying. So what you described is known as a spectacular, which is basically a once in a lifetime kind of unique thing that breaks outweigh the mold. I find it hard to believe that this would replace outdoor advertising, because you're offering a single brand, a single opportunity to put a logo in space. And billboard advertising is not just about logos, it's about transmitting messages, sales messages, and so on. So my question to you is, what makes you think this is something that you can actually scale in a meaningful way, given the fact that it really is going to be something that's probably relevant really just for unique opportunities when a brand wants to really show its logo as a way of sticking out from the crowd? I mean, where do you see the scalability in this?
The scalability, first of all, is that we can show the logos all around the world. So we can start from Dubai, especially for the brands that will be a unique opportunity. They will have a unique opportunity to show their uniqueness, and after that we can do any shows all around the world, like Eiffel Tower and the Piccadilly Circus, or Times Square, or Shibuya in Tokyo, all around the world, whatever place you want to show it. So this is the scalability first one. The next one, we can launch several constellations. So it might be bigger size, it might be a different inclination, and we can cover whole world. So
okay, thank you, Anton. The next question to cover all. Alexei, please, your question.
Yes, Anna, thank you very much, Anton. Thanks for your brilliant presentations. I'm very curious. Actually, I have just only one question. What kinds of IP could protect your brilliant idea? Let me clarify. Actually, we have a lot of small satellite producers now, OneWeb, Planet Labs, SpaceX with its Starlink, and many others, with huge experience of satellite platform development and with almost free access to launching services. What could, how would you describe, what could prevent them from capturing this market before you, having much resources, much more resources than in one space?
Thank you for your question, Alexei. We have received the strong patent. It's a Russian patent, but it's international. We have applied for the system that has a method of transmission information from the satellite with the light to smartphone. So we have patented the method of transmitting information with the light source to smartphone based on the binary code that it will be protect us against any other producers of the spacecrafts all around the world.
Great. Next question, Mikhail Holtkan, please.
Yeah, thanks for your presentation. Very brilliant idea. I have the question about sustainability. You said you want to reduce power consumption and these things. So how is about the recycling of the satellite? So is it something you have in your mind from space, and will it be just you using the same satellite, or do you share the satellites?
Thank you for your question. We think about the environmental of space also, and we have all our satellites equipped with the propulsion system. After the ending of the use in 3 years, we're going deorbit it from the space and just burn it in the atmosphere. So it doesn't have any impact on the environment after the 3 years of using. Then we're going to launch it as a rideshare. We don't need any additional rockets. We're going to use it as a rideshare with the meteorological spacecrafts that we're launching all the times every year.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Last question with Oleg, please, your question.
Yes, thank you. Well, actually, I have a short question, a bit a technical one. So what is the lifespan of the satellite? So
3
I
years.
think that, okay. And after that, you will need to change all the
Deorbit it.
constellation. Okay.
Yes, we deorbit it and launching another constellation.
Okay, so thank you so much. Time is up for Q&As with the jury.
Thank you
it was
very much.
interesting. So now it's your mission, dear jury, to give the score for you. Just keep it for you till we finish with all the startups. Give the score for Avant Space, for Anton's presentation, and keep it with you until we finish. Thank you so much. And now to the next startup with us, Offsetted. Please welcome Alexander Lazarenko. Alexander, please introduce yourself. Yeah. If you could just lower a bit the camera so we could capture. Yeah, very good. Thank you. So you have 5 minutes to start your presentation and go.
Hello, dear colleagues. I would love to present our company Offsetted, which is a B2B SaaS ecological footprint management platform. And we are building a digital platform that allows companies to monitor their carbon footprint in real time and the rest fractions of ecological footprint. And based on this data, they could do monitoring, decarbonization strategy, and then reduce and offset the emissions which they cause. There is an ongoing market demand which is rising from year to year. There are a lot of different markets, but I think that the main market is the carbon footprint management market, which is growing quite rapidly since the last years after Paris agreements. And the companies who are looking for different solutions on this market, they have several problems related to zero waste business, which we help them to solve. So the first problem is that it's really hard to become 100% zero waste and take into account all the emissions that you have. You have different uncertainties, different data leaks, data lags, and so on. The other thing is that there is really hard to engage the audience into the brand environmental initiatives, and that is why a lot of brands don't want to invest a lot of money into it. So as a consequence of this problem is the problem of measuring ROI from ecological initiatives, because businesses don't know how to earn extra cash out of those. This is the primary reason why they don't implement anything. So our customers majorly are companies who are looking for ways to use environmental and ecological initiatives as a driver for business development. They either try to implement ESG strategy or increase the value of product by focusing on sustainability through different insights which we provide with them. And also they try to track science-based indicators of sustainable development goals. Our solution could be broken down to two different components. The first one is dealing with clients front end, where we help to display the environmental friendliness of the brand and then communicate it in social media. And the second part is the actual monitoring platform and offsetting network, which helps to monitor emissions and then reduce it by actionable insights or through offsetting mechanism. If we take a look at the solution, this is a screenshot from one of our customers. So this is Impact plugin, which is installed into e-commerce shops. And the main intention here is to display the environmental friendliness of the brand and engage customer into ecological initiatives. So the first touch, we show that some of the resources being spent during the production of actual item and the users could replenish them upon checkout. When they come into checkout, they have an option to compensate the ecological footprint by adding some money on top of the order. And when they pay, we generate additional statistics, which is personalized, which people then share on Instagram, attract organic traffic to the brand, and contribute to brand's climate strategy through their money. And this money is going to offsetting projects, and then we are sending back reports to those customers to prove that actually something was done with their money. Under the hood of the company, there is a monitoring platform which is integrated within internal software of company, and it tracks transactions between emission points of the company. It works like this. So the first step is what we do. We define the boundaries of calculation of ecological footprint. Then we choose the sustainable development goals and science-based indicators, which are the most relevant for a brand. This is integrated with the platform, and then we are integrating with internal software in order to track these science-based indicators and provide brands with actionable insights and actual measurable data about achievements of the sustainable development goals. At a glance, this looks like this. After we define the boundaries of ecological footprint calculation, we are searching for emission points in company's business. For example, if you have logistics, you have transactions between different emission points when you're delivering one item from the warehouse to your office, for example. You have a vehicle which is used to deliver this good, and then it has carbon emissions, and we track transactions between different points. So we are more focused on process than on end product or the company as a whole. So our main intention is to track carbon footprint and the ecological footprint of a particular process in order to help companies to reduce their footprint on process basis, not just with actual numbers, because if you get actual numbers for the end product, you can't really do anything with that. But if you analyze process, you can find hotspots and then reduce your carbon footprint. And the last component is a network of offsetting partners. We're working not only with carbon footprint reduction projects, but also with textile reduction, packaging reduction, paper, plastics, and many others. In terms of competition, the market isn't really occupied right now. There are 30 or 40 different projects who are pretty active in this space. And our main competitive advantage from them is that we provide our customers with multi-stream offsetting. The majority of companies are focused on specific impact, let's say plastics or carbon footprint. They're trying to resell carbon credits, which they purchase as cheap as possible and then it more expensively to other projects. We instead are focused on multi-stream approach. So we provide our customers with selected choice of projects which suits their needs, both from marketing and environmental perspective. And we have a slightly different approach to monitoring. So the majority of carbon
Alexander,
trackers,
please finish your presentation. Your time is almost up.
Yes, the majority of projects provide Excel substitution, so you have to calculate it on yourself or by yourself, or they analyze your financial transactions. We instead are focused on processes, so we integrate with business processes and analyze it during our implementation. Thank you. I'm finished, and I will be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you so much. Dear jury, do you have questions to Alexander? If you please just unmute your mic and ask your question.
Yeah, I guess I'll start.
Yes,
so Alexander, lots of information to take in. I think the question I would have is, if I'm a customer, what am I actually buying from you? What are you offering me? Are you offering me a service? Are you offering me a consulting package? Are you offering me a technology solution? What is it that I'm actually buying?
You're actually buying a technology solution. So we provide you with a monitoring platform, which is implemented under the hood of your business and it tracks your emission. So basically, we're selling you annual subscription plus setup fee.
To a platform that does all of those different, that tracks my carbon footprint for me as a company.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Oleg Pertsovsky, please.
Alexander, could you give some more insight in the sources of information you use for your system? So where do you take those basics for the further calculation?
So we have two major data collection points. The first one is emission databases, which are accessible all over the world, and we have some proprietary databases already related to specific regions. This is the first step. And the second step, we collect data from internal systems of the company, like ERP systems, CRM systems, logistics systems, and other IT software components which they might have under the hood of the business. Or if our customer don't have any, we recently developed a module which allows them to upload data manually, and basically we could take any data which they provide us with.
Thank you. Last question with Annie, please.
Yes, thank you. So thank you, Alexander. How many clients do you have for now, and what are these companies doing? So what is their main activity?
We have more than 20 customers onboarded right now. So those are e-commerce shops which sell apparel. And we have airline company, we have one production company, and currently we are building a pilot for a financial institution.
Are these companies in Russia, or you have international companies as well?
No, we already have international companies from India, from Germany, from Hungary.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alexander, for the interesting presentation. Wish you the best of luck. And now for the next startup, Yablachkov. Alexei Mutarenko, please join us, share your screen, and let's get started.
I'm here. Hello to everyone.
Hello.
My name is Alexei Mutarenko. I'm CEO of Yablachkov charging stations. Now I'll start to showing you my screen. Is it okay?
Perfect.
Okay, great. We are a young Russian startup. We started in 2017, and we are focused on electric vehicles infrastructure. We've started like everyone from making slow charging stations, and nowadays in late 2021 we are a Russian leader of producing fast and ultra-fast decisions for electric infrastructure for electric vehicles. To the present moment, we've produced more than 30 ultra-fast chargers for electric cars, which are mostly exploited in Belarus and some of them in Russia. And we are the main producer for e-bus chargers, ultra-fast decisions from 300 to 350 kilowatts for Moscow e-bus program, which is the biggest electric buses program all over Europe. Also, we are looking forward, and though nowadays we produced all types of chargers which are used to worldwide, we are making our R&D project in making vehicle-to-grid charger from the late 2020 when we won National Russian Infrastructure Development Grant, and the program is in its schedule. We plan to begin producing of this type of chargers in the middle of 2022. No one doubts today that electric vehicles is a really huge trend, and even in Russia from this year, the market started to grow significantly. And the key reason why it happens worldwide is a great decline of battery price lowering. It fell from $1,100 in 2010 to 156 in 2019, and there is no reason why it will stop. Nowadays, we plan to finish this year with a revenue of more than $10 million, which will give us something like 80% of electric chargers market in Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan. And we already are in negotiations for the contracts to triple this parameter till the end of next year. And of course, the main goal is to start worldwide expansion. We're having a lot of negotiations with European market representatives, and also we have a first experience in being involved in international exhibition in Dubai this summer. And now we are looking forward to the Middle East because we understand that it's a really unexplored market with specific terms of exploration of chargers. The main features of our products are pure modularity. We try to make all key components of our charger to be modular, the same as normal electric modular components which you can buy in any electric store worldwide. And also now we understand that the leaders in this sphere will be those who make great service suitability for their chargers. Because in 3-5 years, we think that key demand from market will change from lower price to lower time of unworking during the lifetime of your hardware. That's why nowadays we develop our products in such ways that any service or repairing operation will need to take maximum 15 minutes in the field. Of course, hardware is only one thing you need to make a commercial network of chargers. The other one is software, and we have solutions for software for commercial use of chargers, several software decisions for service operation of chargers. Nowadays, we already gain more than 120 parameters from our chargers and fields, and we plan to raise it up to 400 or 500 in 2025 to start our new program of digital double for this type of hardware.
30 seconds, Alexei. 30 seconds.
I'm finishing. To start predictable service for this type of products. It's more than 50 high-level engineers nowadays after 4 years of development. And the key proposal of our company to the market is being super flexible to give such product which will make the lowest period of payback for commercial network. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alexei, for the interesting presentation. Did you have any questions?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we start with Alek Bertsovsky. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Alexei, you haven't mentioned your competitors. Well, even on Russian market, there are a few, but if we speak about international market, there are much more. You have mentioned the modularity as a key advantage, as far as I understood. Do you have any other competitive points? And what about the price competitivity?
Thank you for your question. I mentioned another one, service suitability, because modularity is the thing which is it's a trend. Everyone goes to modularity. It's difficult to tell that if we are better or not with other competitors, but now we understand that the main advantage in 5 years will be service suitability, ability of your product to gain minimal time for non-working while it is being servicely updated or recovered. And this is the key point on which we are working nowadays. Talking about price, we have one of the lowest price on the market, but I don't want to mention it because it's not the scene with which you can be leader in decades.
Okay, thank you. Mikhail, your question, please.
Thanks for the presentation. So I had a question regarding, you mentioned vehicle to grid, at least on one slide. So is your station first prepared for that? And will you run a model to get some revenue out of it? Or would it be something you would offer to the one that is using your stations?
Please, can you repeat the question? I didn't get it.
I mentioned you saw on your slide there was a vehicle to grid also. So is it something that you will offer as a service and run as a service from your side, or is it something that the person or the company that uses your charging station should do?
Okay. We are getting to the point to produce such chargers. We've started in 2018 with scientific work for European company in this field, understood that we can do it. And now we are making our personal module for AC, DC, DC, AC conversion and our charger to sell it, because we know that there's a great demand for this type of chargers in Europe and especially in England and in South America, because these two world regions have it doesn't have proficit of generation electricity and have competitively old grids. That's why these type of products will be expected in the market highly in the end of 2020s. We plan exactly to produce it for customers.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your answers and the questions. Thank you, dear jury, for this. So it's time to give the evaluation for Yablachka, Alexei Motorenko and his project. Please keep it with you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks, Alexei. So our next startup will be Volts Battery. Alexander Kianitsa, please join us.
Hello, everybody. Please. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I am CEO and co-founder of Volts Solutions. It's energy storage solution that focuses on decarbonization to reduce CO2 emissions. Our team is business people who are working in electrical sector more than 10 years. So we have their business activity not only in Russia, but also in Emirates. We already have the headquarters in Emirates. Last year, we got the support from Catalyst. It's a British Petroleum and Masdar company. So we together right now, we are having some pilot projects in renewable energy. Our team, we more than 20 people. We have the huge experience in businesses. We have our own technical department, sales department. So we have many activities right now in all these spheres. A few words about their problem. There is two sides. From demand side, we see that their users want right now clean, affordable, flexible, customized, and reliable electricity. And unfortunately, it's right now unavailable from the grid. From another side, energy supply companies cannot give the 100% renewable CO2 electricity due to grid unbalancing problems with integrating the solar and wind because they are unpredictable. So our company is focusing on solving these problems. So our main product is Volts energy storage, residential energy storage, which allow to collect the energy from the solar during the day for using it on the night time. It's a smart solution, all in one box that allow to control full electricity in the house, and also have the backup feature. If any fails on the grid, you can also use it like alternative to fuel generators. But we clearly understand that their energy storage, it's not like their mainstream, like a disruptive model. We are making not only one product, but the ecosystem of the product that allow to solve many requests from the end clients. So we have our own strong software solution with all management and forecasting of electricity in solar generation. We have many products like Volts Mini, Charger, and etc. that I will discuss you for the next slides. For example, the few words about our software solution. It has the backend and front end, so it's allowed to really to manage your electricity consumption and generation. It includes the algorithms for optimization, the electricity according to your real consumption and your real generation of your solar station. So it's using the data for optimizing their using of storage system. We also have another product, our EV charger. Together with Volts energy storage, it allowed to make extra features like boosting. During the charging process of your EV, we use the stored electricity in our storage and inject it in the charging process of EV, so it allowed to raise the speed of the charging up to 30%. And together with our storage, it allowed to inject the solar energy, renewable solar energy, to electric vehicle. Another our product is a Volts Mini. It's a portable solution that also allow to use your electricity out of the house. And the main feature that our Volts Mini can be integrated inside our home residential storage. So if you don't use your portable Volts, it can be work on your house. Few words about the market. It's growing extremely. We are focuses on residentials, which connected to the grid or in remote areas. We see the huge potential on the several markets. It's Europe, UK, US, and also MENA region also right now have a huge potential for integrating such technologies. Our main targets is during the 5 years to sell more than 300,000 products.
15 seconds,
few words about
Alexander.
few words about their clients: savings, CO2 reduces, flexibility, subsidized costs. So this allow to end customers use our product with efficiency and reducing the CO2 emissions. Competitors analysis we have on the market, of course, but our extra features allow to be on the market. Current status, so we are on the market. We have sales during the last 2 years. We've got the support from Masdar and BP. They are our investors, so it allows us to boost our sales. We have more than 100 projects right now. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alexander. We have, of course, questions from our jury. Please raise your hands. Mikhail, suppose it would be the case, please.
Thanks. First of all, thanks for mentioning also LG as your competitor there. So that's good. I also want to raise the question about Sonnen, because I think that their model is quite interesting and something that might be necessary, that you combine different local residential batteries as a kind of network. Are you also planning this one as a business model?
Yeah, we like Sonnen is a leader on the global market. We know about them most information. You mentioned their business model, their Sonnen community. It's really interesting model. We also think about it, and it's allowed to connect several houses in one network to share the electricity. It will work by the next steps when we will have many clients in one village. We have, for example, right now one pilot in Emirates. We are right now in the next year we will integrate 50 volt storage in one village and make the microgrid solution for sharing the electricity. So we're also developing this in this way. It's very interesting business model, of course.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we have no more questions. So,
I have one. Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I have only one question. How long your equipment, your battery works? What is its life cycle, and who will recycle it after it's done, it's finished its life?
Thank you for the question. So the typical lifespan is from 10 up to 15 years. It depends on the conditions of using. So we are working on this technical parameter. Our own GMIS, it's battery management system, allowed to raise the lifespan of the batteries approximately to 30%. So it's very important factor. So it allowed to use the batteries in very long period. The payback period in Europe of such batteries approximately 5-6 years. So you see that the lifespan a little like twice longer. About the utilization, very important question. So we have right now the utilization company in Russia, where we give our batteries. It's not our business to utilize. Of course, it's a separate business, but it's very important to
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And last question, please, short, Pavel Morozov. Very short.
Yeah, it seems like you have quite a lot of sales already. Can you give us a couple examples of your biggest customers so far?
The biggest customer. So our end customer is clients. We have more than 100 clients, and we also work together with some development companies which develop the villages. For example, right now we have the projects in Moscow, 20 houses in one village. So I think it's the biggest. Their amount of the contract is approximately $1 million.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you so.
This project
Thank
will
you so
be
much,
in
Alexander. Your time is up.
thank you very much.
Please, dear jury, give your score for Volts battery for Alexander for his presentation. And for the next one to get prepared, EcoPromTech, Ignat Sheremeta. Please join us, share your screen, and
Okay,
start.
one moment, please.
Yes, we start once you share.
Can you see it?
Yeah, here you are. Go ahead.
Hello, dear colleagues. My name is Ignat Sheremeta. I represent RSC EcoPromTech, and I would like to introduce you to sewage sludge thermal treatment technology called vitrification. Nowadays, sewage sludge is the second biggest waste next to municipal solid waste, and the major handling method in Russia is deposition. Hundreds of millions tons are already accumulated and millions more are being produced daily, which leads to a lot of environmental and economical problems. Our company offers a solution, a technology called vitrification. It looks like this. The water sewage sludge is dried up to 19% of dry solid content, then pelletized and fed into the melter. The temperature of the process is about 1400 degrees centigrade, which leads to complete organic compounds oxidation and the melting of inorganic part of the sludge. Molten slag is poured into water, resulting in vitrified granular material. Heat of the flue gas is completely recovered to sustain the process for drying and electricity generation. This technology allows to reduce waste volume by 25 times and produce a product that can be used in construction area instead of another waste such as fly ash, for example. Also, it is possible to co-treat different wastes to produce even more electricity for profit. For instance, we have a developed model for vitrification of sewage sludge and tire-derived fuel. Compared to other solutions on the market, vitrification offers the highest waste volume reduction rate, results in construction material instead of another waste or simply reducing the volume, has almost zero persistent organic pollutants emission due to high temperature, and it is possible to achieve autothermal or self-sustained operation. As of today, our company patented this technology application for sewage sludge in Russia, built an operational plant at wastewater treatment facility. There we tested all the parameters, applicability, proved its environmental safety, and now we are looking for partners to create the first industrial scale installation. Here is an example that we developed for Europe, which treats about 200 tons per day of dewatered sewage sludge plus 18 tons per day of tire-derived fuel, and is capable of producing 1 megawatt of electricity. It costs about $10.5 million and can achieve a payback period of about 7 years simply on sludge treatment pay, excluding revenue from tire treatment pay and electricity sale. In conclusion, I would like to show you our results of pollutants measurements that comply with European Union directive on waste incineration. Also, results of persistent organic pollutants emissions that are more than 60 times lower than the numbers stated in the European Union directive. And finally, the product, here how it looks, and its possible applications in the construction area. That's all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. You are perfectly on time. So, dear jury, if you have questions to Ignat, it's time for this. We start with Alexei. Please go ahead.
Yes, Again, thank you very much for a very interesting project. But frankly, the technology described in the maybe previous slides does look to be a kind of rocket science at the first glance. And the question, what is the know-how behind this technology? That's the first question. And the second one, actually, there was a statement that the product could be used as an additive to cement, concrete, and so on. Have you tested how these additives influence the final operation characteristic? Maybe you certified it, so.
The first question, know-how is the application of this method to waste thermal treatment, especially sewage sludge. And we patented this technology in Russia. And secondly,
So are you the first in the world who applied these techniques?
In Russia, yes. In the
I'm
world,
not talking about the Russia, we're talking about the world.
No, in the world, no. We are not the first. And the second question, application in construction, yes, we tested it as a 15% substitute of mineral cement additive, and it proved to be, it doesn't lead to, it makes cement production cheaper, but it doesn't lead to decrease of its quality, and qualifies as Portland cement, meets all the requirements.
Okay.
Thank you. Zoltan, your question, please.
Yes, you mentioned that you're looking now to commercialize it. What is your go-to-market strategy? Who are you selling to, and how do you intend to the process of commercializing?
Basically, our customers are water treatment facilities everywhere, all around the world, and depends on the scale. It can be big or not so. For example, that I showed, this is a potential project in Europe. So we are looking for partners to build the first industrial.
But you would expect your partner to put in 10.5 million euros of investment?
Yes, yes. It is possible to get a quite short payback period, but we are looking for initial investments to build the installation.
Okay.
Very good. Annie, your question, please.
Actually, it was the same question.
Okay. So we don't have more questions to Ignat. Thank you so much for the interesting presentation. And now we move to the sixth presentation today with the GeoAlert. Arun Sharma, please share your screen and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Lena. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Arun Sharma. I'm Business Development Manager at GeoAlert. Okay, so we are a GIS software company, and we provide AI-assisted analysis of any location in the world using satellite imagery or aerial imagery. And this technology is for cartographers, data analysts, and we are currently working with geospatial technology companies, consulting companies, governments, NGO, education companies. And we have currently our web application, and we are also working with the reports and alerts. That is something I will talk about later in this presentation. And we also have an API third-party integration. Okay. So this is the product that we have, that's the construction alert tool. So we actually analyze the entire city or one construction site that is completely up to the user, and they get the construction sites, and they can also get they can pinpoint a construction site, and they can get the timely alerts on the construction site. Next, we have the forest monitoring. So that's for the detection of forest in a low resolution and also high resolution imagery. That is something I'm also going to talk about. So next we have the agriculture field detection. That's for the agriculture fields, and you also get the opportunity to realize the boundaries of the agriculture field. Okay, so this is the This is the construction sites in Moscow and Moscow region that you see. And if you can move to the, yeah, so this is the Moscow Oblast map, and there you can see the construction sites in Moscow. Majority of the work is being conducted in the Moscow area, so that is something you can see. So yeah. So the example that I can give you right now is of India. So in India, let's take an example of New Delhi. That's the capital of India, and it is actually the most polluted city in India. And right now, the construction activities are actually contributing to around 30% of the total pollution that is being emitted in the city. And around 2-3 years ago, according to India Today, it was around 52%, and that's a quite significant number of contribution from just one activity in the city. And of course, it's a developing country, but that's a significant number. So authorities can actually use our tool to monitor all the construction sites, construction activities being held in the city, and they can make better decisions to control and reduce the activity around in the city. And the model is pretty much scalable, so they can use this tool to scan the entire city or the state or even the entire country if they want to. So next we have the forest monitoring. So we estimate the forest area, forest losses for gains in time series. So you get the time series, you can like analyze the forest gains or losses. And we also have the estimation for tree height. So you can analyze the tree height in here in the specific region, and you can also monitor the tree growth in the forest area. So next we have the estimation for agri-field area. So you can monitor the agriculture field, and you also have the estimation for biomass with precise boundaries of the agriculture field areas. And we also provide services for land use change, or for carbon emissions. So this is, the companies can use our technology to calculate or estimate carbon emission in the areas with the tools that we provide. So our tool is applicable, as I mentioned, that we have an API support. So we have an API for third-party integration, and the third-party integration is for, one of them is for QGIS. So you can use all the features like construction detection, forest monitoring, and agriculture field detection in QGIS, your own open source application. Or also you can use our API to get all the features that are available to Mapflow platform in your own software application. And this is a typical UI that looks in the QGIS application. Okay, so we are currently working with the Maxar Secure Watch Imagery. That's
10 seconds, please.
So Maxar Secure Watch Imagery, that's one of the largest imagery provider, and that is completely embedded in the software, so you don't really have to go for any other imagery partner. So that's what we have. So these are one of the some of our clients that we are working with, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay on time. So, dear jury, do you have any question to Aaron? Zoltan, please go ahead.
Yes, Arun. Who is your customer? Who's going to buy your service?
Okay, so so let me give you an example what we are doing right now. So we have a customer in the south of India right now, and what he sells is he actually plants trees for companies. So the companies want to reduce their carbon footprint, and they are buying the service of our client to plant trees and to analyze the tree plantation, to monitor the tree plantation. That is something our tool is coming into play. So he's using our tool to generate reports and providing these reports to the company that he has actually planted trees, and this much of trees has been for the monitoring and everything. So that's what our tool is being utilized by the client in south of India.
And is that a model you think you can replicate for other similar companies? Is that a company then, or is that an individual?
It's a company. It's a consulting company. So they get contracts from, like, for example, Unilever. That's one of their clients. So they get contracts from big companies, and that's what they sell.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikhail. please, your question.
Yeah, let me clarify your business model. So is it right understanding that you take high resolution imagery from standard satellite providers and that you run then your artificial intelligence on it, so computer vision to detect certain things? And if so, can you also create new business cases like detection other things on the world?
Okay, that's true. So we actually run our models on satellite imagery. This is the 3 examples that I've given you. We also have other examples for, so we detect buildings and we enrich our models with building heights. We also provide information about number of inhabitants, number of floors or stories of the building, and estimated growth. So that is something we provide, and we also have other models. And we're currently working on to bring more models and provide additional services with the AI models that we have in-house.
Thank you. Annie, your question?
Yes, thank you. So what is your request actually? Are you looking for investments or are you looking for new clients, new markets?
Okay, yes, we are looking for investment as well as entering new markets. So we are currently working in India. We have some partners from US as well, and we have partners in Africa, in Nigeria specifically. So we are currently targeting the Asian market. We need more traction. We already have some validation. Product has been utilized, but we need more traction, more clients in the Asian region. Specifically, that's where we see the GIS market growing rapidly.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Perfect noon time for jury and for the presenter. So it's your time to give your score, please, to Aaron's presentation. And we move further to the next startup, Sreda. Dr. Yaroslav Damaratsky, please join us.
Hi, let me share my screen.
Please.
I present the company Sreda Solutions and our product lines for V2X automotive applications. So first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. We are very happy to participate in the event Global Manufacturing and Industrialization Summit. On this slide, you see general picture about V2X technology. So this is a radio communication technology. Each vehicle broadcasts information about the vehicle speed, direction of travel, information about vehicle electronic systems, status such as steering, braking, and many others, 10 times per second. And also road infrastructure broadcasts information about traffic situation, roadworks, crashes, traffic control, signal phase timing, and many other information to the vehicles. And this forms like self-healing dynamic network between vehicles and road infrastructure elements. 5.9 GHz spectrum already allocated for this type of applications worldwide. I mean in Europe, Asia, United States, in Russia. The technology already proven, so a lot of pilot projects already successfully accomplished in Europe, United States, China, Russia, other places. Volkswagen right now install V2X devices to all Golf vehicles starting this year, and very huge effort right now progressing in China to deploy technology, to finish technology tests and to start technology commercial operation. In the bottom part of the slide, you see some figures, some KPIs, what kind of KPIs we want to achieve with this technology. So there's a huge reduction of vehicle crashes, because the 3 main applications for the technologies is to improve vehicle safety, to improve traffic efficiency, and to support autonomous vehicle operations on the road. So the very big benefits in crash reduction, and also very big benefits in CO2 emission reduction and in decreased fuel consumption. Specific case for electric vehicles, we realize, so for electric vehicles, the technology utilization helps to save up to 40% of the vehicle battery when vehicle travels in city or highway infrastructures. We will discuss this case a bit later in my presentation. Also, in the right part of the presentation, you see the positioning of the V2X technology in the framework of general vehicle control system, including automated vehicles. So this is a layer of dynamic situation awareness information we overlay over static map, and on top of this, and this is like semi-dynamic information, the frequency of information changes is from generally 100 milliseconds up to several seconds. And on top of this, we have very real-time vehicle control systems and vision systems using information from vision from vehicle sensors such as radars, lidars, and others. We are a software company, so our product is embedded software solution for vehicle devices, road infrastructure devices, and backend system, I mean cloud or server-based data analytics for the V2X data. We already have 5 custom installations when our system works in 24/7 mode. So this is not pilot project, this is commercial vehicle installations in the cities and in the highways. We are in introduction phase, so we just started deploying our systems. We started from Russia, and we already developed our spin-off company in Europe to go to Europe and hopefully to China markets. I will provide some more market estimation information later. This is our information about competitive environment. So we understand our competitors very well in Russia and outside of the Russia. We work with
30 seconds left. Yaroslav, 30
okay,
seconds.
so we understand our competitors in Russia and outside of the Russia. Our business model is to license software to the companies. Our market estimation worldwide we did, and also we did for several markets, including Europe and China. We understand markets very well. Our competitive advantage I will not read. So this information, our deployments. So the system works, as I said, in many cities, and this is features we already tested. This is our call to action. So we are looking for partners who will help us to deploy and use our products in cities, in highways, vehicle OEMs, and we see very good opportunity in 5G vendors to run our software in mobile edge computing infrastructures for 5G telecommunication companies. Also, you see here some references to the videos showing how our products work right now in St. Petersburg in Russia. So thank you very much. I will be happy to answer questions.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Alexei, please go ahead.
Yes, Yaroslav, thank you very much for your presentation. That's very promising, interesting technology. But I have just only one question about your business model, your monetization model. It doesn't say anything about the collected data, especially if we expand this V2X applications out of the security perimeter on collecting of some commercial demanded data and so on. Who will be the owner of collected data in your model? Or you just restricted yourself by hardware and software for analytics to the clients? How do you see that?
This is a very good question. Thank you very much. This question happens from time to time. So to use the system, we decided to start with devices to build infrastructure to collect this data. So right now we have 2 examples right now for the data collection and data analytics. So the client in the first project is a city. So city understands better and fine-grained traffic situation based on the V2X data, because this is very fine-grained and very personalized. So we are sending this information to the city, and they use this to adjust the scheduler for the city level traffic light for the traffic controllers to do traffic adaptation based on this data. So primarily we collect data in this project from city-owned and government-owned buses and vehicles. So city owns this data in the first project. In the second project, this is more like highway project and more related to autonomous vehicle operation for the highway. And here, automotive company owns this data.
Thank you. Mikhail, for your question.
Yeah, it was more or less probably answered. I mean, it's for me not 100% sure how your business model is. So what is the real solution that you're offering? I mean, you're not offering the chipsets, but you're offering some software layer that collects data. But what would be done with the data and to generate some revenue out of that?
So right now, our business model presented in this slide, right upper part of this slide. So we provide software for the networking and applications and services layer. There are like standards which standardize how vehicle site and road and infrastructure site applications should look like in Europe, China, and United States. There is a huge, like big pile, huge set of standards. So we provide standard software solution for the devices, and our customer right now is a device maker, as you see here on this slide. So we license our software to the device makers, such as vehicle device makers and roadside unit device makers. So this is our first option, as you see on this slide. This is our main option as a software company. In some projects, we cooperate with device maker to provide the full turnkey solution to the system integration company. This is the second option, as you see on this slide. And the third option we also explore is to charge NRE for custom software development. Right now, based on the vehicle status, our main path is to use option number one. So we license our software solution to the device makers based on the number of devices sold to end customers.
Thank you so much. Your time is up. Thank you for the interesting presentation and interesting product. Dear jury, please evaluate the companies, Sreda and the Yaroslav presentation. Keep it for yourself. And we reach to the last but not least startup, Bioenergy, with the YSOL project. Alexander, please start your presentation.
Yeah, hello everyone. So currently screen is shared by another user. Can you please, Yaroslav, stop sharing the screen?
I already did. I already stopped.
Let me try once again. Okay, yeah. In YSOL, we make organic waste recycling profitable. Each of us creates organic waste, and it can be food scraps, it can be organic fraction of municipal solid waste or industrial organic waste such as manure, poultry litter, and so on. One of the most convenient ways to recycle organic waste is the anaerobic digesters or biogas plants. Biogas plants are simply the huge tanks where waste is broken down by the bacteria into the biogas and organic fertilizer in the absence of oxygen. Problem of the biogas plants is that they are working inefficiently and don't provide the final treatment. As an example, you can see the feedstock before and after of the 90 days of treatment on one of the biogas plants, and there are still organic fractions in the substrate that comes out of the biogas plant that could be converted into the renewable energy and high quality organic fertilizers. So our solution to this problem is as follows. First, we developed a plug-and-play module that is called biomass pretreating module. It can be installed on any biogas plant, and it simultaneously reduces the digestion times of the biogas plant and also allows to generate more renewable energy from the same amount of organic waste. Second solution is the conversion of the wet digestion products that comes out of the biogas plant into the dry high quality organic fertilizer with almost without use of the heat. And the organic fertilizers, it includes a lot of both mineral and organic components, and it was revealed that this fertilizer is more efficient than the typical mineral fertilizer. So if we go back to first solution, biomass pretreatment model, it includes 5 pre-treatment steps in a single and energy efficient solution. And this is our benefit compared to our competitors. We consume less energy, but due to use of the complex treatment, we generate more additional energy from the same amount of organic waste. As an example, you can see results of one of the tests provided by the Czech laboratory, and it shows that we increase the renewable energy by 30% from the same amount of organic waste. So this is our patent portfolio, and one more US patent to come in about in the beginning of the next year. This is the market estimate, and this is the estimate only for the first solution for the biomass pretreatment model. So our customers are owners and suppliers of the biogas plants. And now we can see the clear market trend in the biomethane generation by the biogas plants, and we can add up to this trend. So we reduce the price of the biomethane generated, and it can be used both for the pipeline gas and for the green hydrogen generation. Currently, we have installations in 8 countries, and the core of the market for us is Germany. Till the end of this year, we will have 4 installations there, and 5 more installations are in a pipeline for the next year. That's briefly it about our solution, and I would be glad to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Alexander, for the interesting presentation and for being on time as well. Dear jury, if you have questions, we start with Mikhail at the head of the page of jury. Please go ahead with your question. Mikhail?
So it looks like Mikhail forgets
that he,
so
we move directly to you, Alexei, please.
Alexander, thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. I have just only one question. When discussing the competitive landscape, you said that energy consumption is less than competitors. I'm not sure I pretty do understand that. Hence, your technology has stages, energy consumption stages like cavitation, heating, and so on. Have you calculated energy balance? I'm not pretty sure I do understand how it's possible that the energy consumption are less than competitors.
Yes, sure. There is not only the calculation, we are measuring the energy consumption on our current installations, and currently energy consumption is not more than 2 kilowatt hours per 1 cubic meter of the substrate processed. Why, for example, the less staged process takes more energy? Because, for example, for extrusion, we need to heat the substrate to provide the high pressure and then to release the substrate. So it is another type of the process that consumes more energy. Yes, if we are using only ultrasound, it provides less, that it consumes more energy than our approach, but it is less efficient. And so briefly that we can see in practice it is working. You can see, for example, this installation on the actual biogas plant in the Munich region, and it consumes 2 kilowatt hours per cube of material produced.
Okay, thank you. And the last question, one before the last, Oleg Pertsovsky, please.
Yes, Alexander, probably I have missed it and you mentioned it, I'm not sure. What about IP protection? So do you have any patents in Russia or international ones?
Yeah, sure. This is our patents list. And as I mentioned, one more US patent to come in the beginning of the next year. And also the European application, I think in a year we will have a lot of European patents as well, finally.
And last question by Blaise Tchaikovsky, please.
Thank you. Very short question about scalability. Does your installation can serve in both small biogas plants and also in the large one, huge one, or are there any limitations of your efficiency, or maybe you need to, I don't know, install 2 or 3 of your installations to serve in a huge biogas plant?
Yes, thank you for the question. So currently we are using our typical model with 1 megawatt biogas plants. So for example, once again, this is the photo on the 1 megawatt biogas plants, and it is the typical size of the biogas plants widespread in the Europe. If there is a task to install the system on the huge biogas plants, for example, 6 megawatts, there are 2 approaches to install few these systems of this size, or to produce the bigger system. And so both approaches can be used, and we can figure it out when it comes to this task.
Okay, thank you so much. So
Thank you.
we are all done with the presentations of today's pitching. And it's time now for our esteemed jury to make their calculations and make their minds to give us a nomination. What I ask you is to send my colleague Anna. Anna, please wave again. So Anna Gorokhova. So she would be collecting your nomination with the mark. So you send it privately to Anna right now, please.
Lina, sorry,
So,
do we send just one company or
one
the
company?
companies or-
Your number one. I'm sure that it's
difficult,
not an easy mission.
difficult
It's,
question. Yeah.
yeah, with such great products and solutions, I think it's not an easy mission. But you know, it's the rule of the game. So one nomination with a score that you believe that could make your decision win today. So to Anna. Anna, once you get all the nominations from all jury, please let me know so we could announce the winner, hopefully. Or the ones who have already sent, just raise your hand so I could see it on the screen. With a raise your hand button. Yeah, it would be much easier to follow. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ali Al-Husani, we are waiting for you. 1, 2, 3. Ali, oh, sorry. So we have, let's see. Okay, 8 participants raise hands. So we still have 1 who didn't. Okay, is it Ali? No, Ali is done. Pavel Morozov is done. So, okay, I think we are done with the nominations. Anna, could you, do you have, is it clear or needs support?
Yes, just a second, I'm gonna check just to be sure.
If you are done, just write me this in chat. It's exciting. I'm sure that the companies are just waiting to get the answers, and the jury for sure. You know, it's.
I'm thinking about the Batman sign with the first technology. You know, finally we came to it. We can do it. We just can make it.
Very good. Okay, we are getting the, oh, so we have a winner. And the winner of today's pitch session is Wise Soil with 3 votes of the jury. Congratulations, dear Alexander, dear, for the great presentation you have. I hope that this opportunity would give you the way forward to more develop and increase and accelerate your project and find the partners you are looking for. So again, congratulations from all of us, and best of luck to all of these startups. You were amazing. You have great solutions. Please keep it up. Environment is important. Sustainability for all of us is more than needed. So thank you all for being with us today. Just to remind, the winner with us, YSOL or Bioenergy, would be getting the prize of this pitch session, which includes the following. First, a free ticket to join the Noble Vision Open Innovations Forum that we are holding here in Skolkovo on the 7th of December 2021, this like in a month from today, as well as an invitation to join GMIS 2022 in the US. It's, as you know, GMIS is an invite-only based event, and this is a really great opportunity for you. And third, you would get acknowledgement within the report of GMIS 2021. So enjoy it and take it forward. As for the others, thank you so much. I believe that you have got great insights from our jury, and wish you the best of luck in next pitching or next contest. You, for sure, you would make it. You would work hard as you do always, and we trust your persistence and abilities. Thanks once again to our esteemed jury for your valuable support today, for your valuable perspectives and questions. For sure, it would just open new ways for thinking for our startups to improve and develop their products. And last but not least, I'd like to thank GMIS for their support along the way to make this pitch session and the overall Skolkovo session at GMIS 2021 happen. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear Hiba. Thank you all the team for your support, and I hope we enjoy the rest of GMIS 2021 that would be held till the 27th of November. Stay tuned with us. You could join all the sessions online, and thank you once again, and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.